How to stay in silence. Most people, when they start experiencing silence again with tinnitus, experience a tremendous sense of relief. And as long as you keep settling and feeling safe, calm and relaxed, the silence tends to build and get longer and longer. At first, when you're coming out of tinnitus, you may have that slight reaction, oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't come back. And if it does come back, you can feel disappointed or you can have quite a big reaction. But actually, the more you just develop equanimity, so you're indifferent towards it. If it's there, you know what to do. If it's not there, you just get on with your life. What happens is as you start dropping below the threshold of tinnitus, you go into silence and just keep going, keep looking after yourself, and the periods of silence generally get longer and longer. So at this stage, you probably have a good therapist that you can see who can switch you off once a week or whenever you need to. It's incredibly helpful when you can recognize the telltale signs of stress building up again. So the mind starts racing, the body starts tightening, your blood pressure might go up, the tinnitus might reappear again, you might get fluttering butterflies in your stomach, find it hard to sleep. There are so many different ways of recognizing stress. So the moment this happens, go and see your craniosacral therapist or hands-on therapist and rest more, do more activities that calm you down. Learning how to self-soothe is pivotal in getting better with tinnitus. It's one of the main reasons why people get tinnitus in the first place, is that they become overwhelmed, they've gone over their limit, and they can't self-soothe. So if you're dropping back into silence, you've probably got a good idea of how to self-soothe and manage your situations and get your system to switch off and settle. And you've got your support network around you. One thing that really helps is once you've settled out of that, oh my God, is it going to come back again? That reactivity, and you're just generally a little bit on, a bit off, and you're much more calm and relaxed about it. It can be incredibly helpful to stop trying to get rid of your tinnitus. At some stage, if you're dropping into periods of silence, you're probably in a good place, and it can be incredibly useful just to stop everything. You know, have a break, put your feet up. If it's very low level tinnitus, it doesn't really matter anyway. Most people can completely ignore it. And just to get on with your life, to do all the things you love doing, get stuck into things you want to do work-wise, etc., that takes your mind off and you don't focus on the tinnitus and it lets go of you. So it's very helpful as a technique and approach to just stop everything and to have a break. You know that relaxing the face, having body work, de-stressing, having a healthy diet is good for your tinnitus. And if you're getting into periods of silence, you probably got into a very good relationship with your tinnitus, and you just use it as a healthometer, which is what I do. If it comes back a bit, it's probably because I've got a cold, or I've been working too hard, or I've had far too much salt, eating loads of cheese or crisps or whatever. Comes back a tiny bit, and it's just like a little friendly reminder on my shoulder, come on, just look after yourself. You know, just ease off on the wine and the cheese and do a bit more yoga. Because what happens is that it's no longer threatening, and as it goes into quiet, when you can hear silence in a quiet room, you're not generally threatened by it anymore, so there's no real fight or flight response to trigger it. Very often, the only reason we have tinnitus in this phase is because it's just a bit of a habit to check our ears out and to see what's going on there. because we've been working through the tinnitus, we're very used to going up into our ears and hearing them, listening to them and seeing what's going on there, and that can actually create tinnitus. So in many ways, you just need to leave the whole thing alone now. Let your ears potter along. Of course, be sensible. Don't expose yourself to loud noise. Try not to have auditory violence, arguments and stress coming in. Really do look after yourself and your hearing. And come back to a healthy practice. One of my favorite practices is the spinal focusing meditation, where you feel like the mast of a boat, and you're constantly just bringing the attention back to your spine. You can find that video, the boat mast meditation, on this app. Find your daily practices where you're just sitting in a quiet room and you can meditate, or you can do gentle calming body practices. If you feel up for doing something, I think meditating, just very, very easy, very gentle awareness practices are very helpful. So it's a nice mixture of just forgetting about it, getting on with your life, doing really enjoyable, interesting things. That is enough to take your mind off it completely, and it lets go of you. And to just gently keep your hand in body work, to just keep your nervous system at a generally calm level, just dropping you below the threshold of tinnitus. So if you notice the tinnitus, have a yawn and a stretch, and very quickly just ask yourself, what do I feel like right now? What's going to make me feel good right now? And then go for the walk, phone a friend, do some work. Don't linger on the tinnitus. The less you reinforce it, the more it just undoes and fizzles out.